Hello, everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly. Um, welcome to the live. I am going to go ahead and let everyone on Instagram know that we are live now. So we are good to go. Now, welcome to this very important live, I believe. And welcome, everyone. If you can hear me, please just let me know you can hear me clearly because I am not using my external microphone today. I'm using my computer microphone. So I want to make sure that you can hear me clearly because what we're going to be discussing today is very important spiritually. And I want to make sure that you get the information, even though this will be on a replay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this video, for those of you who are seeing this video for the first time and you don't know who I am High Priestess May, and I am a priestess of initiated priestess and spiritist of the 21 divisions of beings of light, otherwise known as the 21 divisions of Dominican Vodou, or the 21 divisions of Los Misterios of the 21. So this is usually something that's usually a practice that is practiced in Dominican Republic and other Caribbean places, as well as New York and some in Florida. A lot of it's where it's most well known. Okay. So this is a question that I get a lot, and during this live, I do have the energy of Archangel Michael here, as well as a few of the other Loas to answer questions at the end that you guys may have regarding this topic, and to help walk me through teaching you this because this is very important. Okay, so this live is about how to identify what you are speaking to. Are you speaking to a being of light, or are you speaking to a dark entity or dark energy when you are either meditating or doing a reading with someone, or just simply going about your everyday spiritual life and your spiritual connections? Excuse me. Now, there's a lot of information that I just want to pour out on you guys. However, I'm going to try to keep this as clear as possible. So to start, what is connecting to a divine being? What does it feel like? For me, connecting to a divine being, first of all, I want to state this. In my tradition, we have, before we even start connecting to any kind of being, working spiritually, we have proper training and proper initiation for protection, okay, and spiritual development. So that goes without saying. But if you're not able to get initiated, or you are not trying to be a priestess, or you're just trying to kind of know a little bit about what is it that you're hearing and who is it that you're hearing, and what to do to protect yourself, that's what this video is for. First, how do you know you're connecting with a being of light? When you're connecting with a being of light, you will know a being that is not trying to cause you any harm or to push its own agenda. You will know because it will feel very pleasant when they connect with you. They will feel powerful, but not overwhelming in a negative way. They will sometimes they will approach you very softly, and they will ask for permission to enter your energy field, okay? They will usually approach you very gently, either through dreams first, and then they will approach your aura and ask you for permission to enter your aura, okay? So that will be how you know that there is a positive being that is starting to contact you. That is a positive being. Either it could be an archangel or a Loa or whatever being of light you're meant to work with, who is your guide. Now, it can be very heavy. Now, if you feel heavy and tired, that can happen. That is normal with a being of light, because they have a lot of power. And if you don't have a developed third eye, and you don't have a developed what we call spiritual cerebrum, then it's going to be very, very, very draining on you. Whether even if you're just a reader, or you're just a regular person that is starting to awaken and is starting to feel the divine connections, you're going to feel, if you're not developing or you're not taking the proper breaks, you are, even when you're connecting with a being of light, you're going to feel tired, drained, which is why it's important to go out in the sunlight. Now, what will you feel if there is something that is negative? You will feel a pain, usually on your left side or on the back of your head, like someone is pushing on you very, very, very hard. This will come sometimes abruptly, or it may start with negative thoughts and negative emotions. The beings of light, when they speak to you, the beings of light, the good beings, they will start speaking to you through thought and through your heart. And you will feel that it is right. If it feels good in your heart that what they're saying is truth. But when it is a trickster spirit, when it is a trickster entity, it will make you feel scared, and it will make you feel that there is something you cannot trust, or you start doubting yourself, or you start feeling paranoid, or you start feeling angry and anxious. Okay? Because this is an entity that is trying to fulfill its own needs. So when a dark entity does that, they will very roughly, like I said, attack your head. And this can happen too when you're doing a reading for someone else who has an identity, a entity attachment. Okay? So if you're a reader and you're watching this, if you are doing a reading for someone and you haven't taken the proper protection techniques before you do a reading, then you can experience an attack from their entity or their spirit that is negative. If the person you're dealing with is experiencing a spiritual or demonic attachment. Now, when I say demonic attachments can be demonic attachments of this earth or other planets. Many of you do not know that there are other planets that we can have access to, and many spiritual practices do not believe that, but that is a truth. The archangels explain to us that you can receive dark messages from demonic attachments from other planets, and you also can receive good messages from divine beings of other planets that are trying to help us ascend. When does that happen? That happens when you are meditating, when you are doing a hypnosis session, when you are astral traveling, when you are connecting to someone's guides, or you're connecting to someone's energy. If you're a reader or a healer or some sort of spiritual worker, or even just, hey, you have a very helping aura. Mostly doctors go through this, doctors and nurses. This happens to them a lot, where a spirit will pass, and because their aura feels safe, they will feel attracted to that person, and they may even follow that doctor or healer home because that person feels like a person of authority and is attractive energetically. So how do we protect from these entities? Okay. The first thing, and honestly, this is probably one of the best things I have ever come across. Sorry, my right arm is hurting because Archangel Michael is very powerful. When you are connecting to do a reading for someone, this is Florida water. Probably many of you know what Florida water is. You've probably seen it before. You probably, if you grew up in some sort of African spiritual practice, you know that we use this, and this is more important to us than regular water, okay? It is important Now, Florida water is a very powerful cologne. And the reason for that is because the formula originally had a lot of essential oils and a lot of plants in it that were for keeping spirits and negative entities away. And over time, the cologne has developed to have the power and the belief, okay, and the blessing of the Loas and archangels and other beings of light that have used it to remove demonic entities or trickster spirits, okay? So if you are a person that's not usually connecting with people on a daily basis, you can take a bath of Florida water and some herbs like sage and rosemary once a week, just to make sure that any energies from work or whatever haven't come home with you. If you are someone who is a spiritual healer, I will tell you, you should be putting this on your hands and your head before you do any reading, in between every single reading, to protect yourself from anyone's energy that you're reading. I also suggest that you cover your head. In my tradition, when you are a spiritual healer, you cover your head because it is your crown. You cover your head because it is your crown, and it is an important thing. That is why many of the saints covered their heads. That is why in the Yoruba tradition, a priestess or priest will cover their head. In many Vodun traditions, a priest or priestess will cover their head. That's why the chiefs in Native American traditions will usually have a head covering of some sort. It is really important to cover your crown. Your crown is constantly receiving downloads, whether from positive entities or from negative entities. It is constantly receiving downloads. And when you wear a covering that has been blessed, okay, you should be covering your head, okay? When you go to a funeral or a cemetery, you sometimes even a wedding, or you should be covering your head, because these are places that usually spirits will be roaming around, okay? And also for usually I cover my head when I go to the cemetery anyway, because it's respectful. But that's depends on your belief and your tradition. Now, what else can you do to protect yourself when you are doing readings or working with clients, or just protecting yourself on a daily basis, okay? You should always it would be a good idea to carry quartz with you, okay? Quartz or black obsidian stone, okay? You pass me that black obsidian stone off of the top there. Quartz, you can wear a crucifix if you believe in Christ. You can wear an Archangel Michael. If you have beads that are blessed and that are from an initiation, you can wear your beads. You can wear, you can put obsidian stone, like I said, because obsidian stone absorbs negative energies and tends to repel demonic entities, okay? This is also known as dragon stone. That is why a lot of people don't know that is why most of the time the demonic entity that is underneath Archangel Michael's statue is a dragon. It's not because dragons are bad, it's because of dragon stone. Dragon stone is about repelling dark entities. Okay? Selenite. Selenite is a channel. Okay, so see how it is, it has a channel running through it. Okay, this is telling you right there that energy will channel through it. So it is a way to kind of be able to channel the energy. Not only does it help you have a better connection when you're doing a reading for someone else, but it also helps you identify if this person is able to, if this person is either lying to you or if they do have some sort of trickster spirit on them. This helps me a lot. Okay. Quartz is very powerful for protection. So it's very important that when you get a crystal, that you're clearing your crystal with the appropriate thing, whether it's either salt or sage smoke or flame or Florida water, because not all stones are created the same, okay? Another great thing to do in between every consultation or every session is saging. Can you guys tell I use a lot of sage? Yes, okay, this is sage. So this is white sage, for those of you who may know what it is. And what I do with it is that I sage in between every single reading, every single consultation, to make sure that the energies from the previous consultation do not pollute the new reading, okay? I order this by the case. I order sage by the case. I order white candles by the case. You should always have a white candle. And you should always have, if you're doing readings or if you're just trying to see if there's anything negative in your house, you should always have a glass of water, okay? There is a few little bubbles in this glass of water, which is telling me that this open portal that I have between you and me, there is a little bit of dark energy that it is absorbing. So someone on this live may have something that they need to take care of. When you look at a glass of water, so you will have a glass of water during your consultation, and that glass of water will have, usually it's very flat. The water is very flat. There's no bubbles in it. But if after that consultation or during that consultation, you start noticing there's a few bubbles in there, you know that there is negative energy there. There is negative energy on that person. And also a good way to know if there's negative energy around you or in your home, leave a glass of water, still water, anywhere in your home for 24 hours. The next day, check to see if it has bubbles. If it has bubbles, it means either you need a cleansing or someone in your home needs a cleansing or your house needs a cleansing, okay? A white candle. A white candle is very powerful for protecting yourself. It is a way to call upon your guardian angels and the guardian angels of a person that you may be speaking to if you are a reader or a worker. If you do any kind of quantum work, any kind of work that is connecting to the astral realm, you should always have a glass of water and a white candle with you, and crystals to protect yourself from that connection to any kind of dark entity or trickster spirit. Now, that is just a basic explanation of what you can do to protect yourself. Now, I also make cleansing baths. I make cleansing baths as well, and you can make them for yourself, or if you like, I do have very limited availability of them. These are the spring equinox cleansing baths that I made to clear negative energy. These are concentrated herbs and essential oils that are made specifically for that. These are for cleansing the negative energy and making sure, and these can also help a lot in psychic development, okay? Baths are very powerful in removing energy, adding energy, and developing the psychics in you. And you may say, well, Priestess May, I don't do readings. I'm not a light worker. I do other types of work. Like I'm a aromatherapist, or I am a masseuse, or that is a form of spiritual work. You're working with people's energies. If you're a Reiki healer, if you're a quantum healer, it is very important to protect your own energy, because as you're working on that client, you can absorb that entity or that trickster spirit, okay? And it can follow you home. Now, it is really important that you close portals when you are doing readings, when you are doing meditation sessions. You need to close portals. You need to learn how to properly open portals and properly close portals when you are connecting with beings of light, because there are portals everywhere. And there's a lot of people that I have come across who have gotten work done from other spiritual workers, and they never closed the chakra portals on them because they were a newbie doing spiritual work, and this person is walking around with a giant hole in their chakras. So it's very important to make sure that you know how to open and close portals, spiritual portals, when you are a spiritual worker, when you are spiritual worker, or when you are basically just meditating. The way that I would highly suggest that you open and close portals is to, before you go into a meditation, do a prayer that of protection, and have your protection tools that I have shown you, and do a prayer at the end as well to close the portal. So you would do the motion of, I close this portal, and I close this portal to any dark entities or any dark energies or any trickster spirits that are trying to come through. I close this portal and I finish my meditation session, because when you do meditate, you are opening portals to the other side. So if you guys have any questions now I will go ahead and go through the chat and answer some questions for you. So now is the time to ask them. I'm going to give about 2 minutes for questions. Any questions so far? This is for you guys. I don't know if the chat's a little delayed. Hello? If you're having trouble meditating, it would be good for you to do a cleansing bath. Because it may be that you need to develop your gifts, or you need to be able to develop your connection to be able to make that meditative connection. How is the 21 to the other ATR? I'm not discussing that in this video. I've discussed the 21 in other videos. Right. So how the water? Yes, the water should be thrown away either at a cross. You can throw it away at the base of a tree, a crossroads, or down your toilet. Dark Ambrosia Goddess. You with Santa Muerte, she is different with different people. I always say that if she doesn't feel dark to you, then it is because she is your guide. I do know that if she is the type of being that requires a lot of respect, and if someone who's not supposed to work with her tries to play around with her, she will scare you away from working with her. For a bath to cleanse your energy, you can use sage, rosemary, and salt. It is best that if you do live with family, that you do cleanse them as well, and that you cleanse your home. The candles can always be discarded at a crossroad. So you could go to a crossroad and discard it in a garbage can. Or if there is any way that you can wash the candle in holy water and simply just burn it. You should always burn the candle down. So that's one thing, is if you're using a candle for the day, you should probably burn the whole candle down. So let the candle burn, so that way it cleanses whatever energy is left there. I'm going to do a video right after this video about cleansing and identifying dark energy in your home and cleansing it, okay, and protecting your home right after this video. So make sure that your notifications are on and that you have subscribed to my channel so you can watch that as well. But make sure you let the candle burn all the way down. The candles, I don't like to put them in nature because sometimes they're not made of the best material. So I will throw them away and make sure that I've burned as much of it as possible. Let's see. Yes, you can cleanse your cats. I actually experienced a situation that when I first started doing this, not when I first started doing it, a few years ago, where I was doing some cleansing baths for someone, and some of that energy attached to my cat, and he became sick. So I did do a cleansing on him, and after that, it came out that he was fine. It was just the negative energy. Your cats and pets. Your pets are protective guardians. So just the same cleansing you get, you should try to give to them. So make sure that the herbs, now keep in mind some essential oils are dangerous for pets. So make sure that you're using salt. The best bath to give your pets is salts, okay? The white ancestor candles, yes, as long as you have a protected altar and you are using it to cleanse your space, you can let the ancestor candle burn down. If your water gets very cloudy, then that is telling me that there is some sort of witchcraft that you need to look into. You need to get a consultation and possibly work. Just a few last questions, and then I'm going to go ahead and get off, take a small break, and I'm going ahead and start the next video in about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you would like to book a reading with me or a consultation, you can always book on priestessmay.com. Keep in mind that during the time of Easter, my tradition does honor the week of Easter, so I will not be available for that, the week of Easter. If you are a practitioner of the 21, you should not be practicing during that time, many of you know, because that is a time that they honor. And you should not light any candles during that time either, or have water on your altar. Okay, so it's really important to cover your saints. Now, keep in mind, these are the beliefs of my tradition and my lineage. If you're not in my tradition and my lineage, and you don't believe these things, that is okay. You can go on doing the things that you want to do on your way. Okay, so the dates that you should not have candles or water, or and cover your saints, your saint statues or your loa statues, are the week leading up to Easter. So let me look at my calendar here. So that is the week of the April 15th to April 21st. Okay? So that is time also that we in my tradition do not do spiritual work. So if you do need my assistance and you need to come either see me in person or do remote work with me, I do work with people internationally. Visit me on priestessmay.com and book a reading or a session. Many blessings to you, and I will see you guys in about 5 to 10 minutes. Bye-bye.